Have you ever wondered how the world's largest democracy established its constitution? Picture a nation with over 1 billion people, multiple languages, diverse cultures and religions. This is India, the world's largest democracy. The Indian Constitution, a monumental document, serves as the backbone of this democracy, safeguarding the rights of its diverse populace. It's a story of struggle, unity, and the unyielding spirit of a nation. So, stay tuned as we take a journey through the evolution of the Indian Constitution and its democracy. The genesis of the Indian Constitution and democracy lies in the pre-independence era. During the reign of the British, the first attempts at democratic governance in India were made. The Government of India Act of 1858, for instance, marked the beginning of constitutional development in India. It transferred the power to govern from the East India Company to the British Crown, establishing a Secretary of State for India. Following this, the Indian Councils Act of 1861 saw a significant shift. It introduced a semblance of representative government, allowing Indians to participate in the legislative councils. The Morley-Minto reforms of 1909 further expanded this, introducing separate electorates for the first time. These reforms were not without their flaws, but they were vital steps towards democracy. These initial efforts were the foundation upon which the edifice of the Indian Constitution was built. They represented the first steps in a journey towards self-governance. The seed of democracy was planted during these early years, paving the way for a more comprehensive constitution. With independence in 1947 came the monumental task of drafting a constitution. After the joyous celebrations of freedom faded, the leaders of India were faced with the challenge of creating a roadmap for the nation's future. A blueprint, if you will, that would steer this diverse land towards unity, justice, and prosperity. And so, the Constituent Assembly was formed. The Constituent Assembly was a body of learned individuals, chosen for the express purpose of drafting the Constitution. It included representatives from all walks of life, embodying the vast diversity of India. Among them were lawyers, educators, social activists, and freedom fighters, each bringing a unique perspective to the table. At the helm of this formidable task was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, a man who had himself experienced the harsh realities of social discrimination. He was appointed as the chairman of the drafting committee, making him the chief architect of the Indian Constitution. His leadership was instrumental in shaping a constitution that upholds the principles of equality, justice, and human dignity. The drafting wasn't a walk in the park. It took nearly 3 years of intense discussions, debates, and revisions. The Constitution was not just a legal document, but a transformative one. It had to reconcile the demands of various social and political groups, protect the rights of minorities, and at the same time, promote a sense of national unity. Finally, on the 26th of January, 1950, the Constitution was adopted, replacing the British-enforced Government of India Act of 1935. It was a historic day, marking the birth of the world's largest democracy. The Constitution of India became the supreme law of the land, establishing a democratic republic with a parliamentary system of government. It was a beacon of hope for a nation that had just emerged from the shadows of colonial rule. The Constitution laid the groundwork for India's democratic journey. It was a promise of a better tomorrow, a pledge to uphold the rights and freedoms of every citizen. And while the journey since then has been far from perfect, the Constitution continues to guide India on its path to progress. With the Constitution in place, democracy began to take shape in India. Picture a nation newly independent, standing on the precipice of a democratic journey. It's the early 50s, and India is preparing for its first general elections. But this was not an easy task. With a population of over 360 million people spread across a vast and diverse country, the logistical challenges were daunting. Yet the commitment to the democratic process was unwavering. The elections of 1951 to 52 were a monumental task, but the nation rose to the occasion, setting up polling booths even in the most remote corners of the country. Despite the challenges, the election was a success, marking the beginning of a new era of democratic governance. As the years rolled on, India's democracy continued to evolve. It faced numerous trials, from political instability to social unrest. Yet, through every challenge, the democratic process held firm. It was not just about conducting elections, it was about ensuring that the voice of every citizen was heard, that their rights were protected, and that justice was served. Several landmark decisions and amendments played a crucial role in shaping India's democratic journey. The abolition of the Privy Purse, the introduction of the anti-defection law, and the recognition of the right to information are just a few examples of the steps taken to strengthen democratic institutions and principles. Despite the hurdles, India's democracy has shown a remarkable resilience. It has weathered storms, adapted to changes, and emerged stronger with each passing decade. The Constitution, the cornerstone of this democracy, has been its guiding light, providing a framework for governance and a safeguard for the rights and freedoms of its citizens. In the face of adversity, India's democracy has not just survived, it has thrived. It has proven that democracy is not just a form of governance, but a way of life, a testament to the power of the people. Through trials and triumphs, the Indian democracy has stood the test of time. Looking back, the journey of the Indian Constitution and democracy has been quite remarkable. We've traced the roots of democracy in India from the early attempts at governance, steeped in the rich historical context of the pre-independence era. We've delved into the memorable time when India, fresh from the clutches of colonial rule, embarked on the challenging task of drafting its constitution. This constitution, a testament to the wisdom and foresight of our founding fathers, has served as the cornerstone of Indian democracy. It has guided us through tumultuous times and continues to do so. It has been and remains a beacon of hope, equality and justice for the multitudes that make up this diverse nation. We've also explored the evolution of democracy in India, from the initial years of struggle and consolidation to the vibrant, dynamic democracy that we see today. This journey has been marked by numerous milestones, each one contributing to the strengthening of democratic institutions and processes. In essence, the story of the Indian Constitution and democracy is a narrative of resilience, determination, and an unwavering commitment to the principles of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. It's a tale that underscores the power of the people, the essence of democracy. As we continue to witness the growth of this vibrant democracy, it's important to understand and appreciate the journey so far.